Welcome back to the DC Life Uncensored. Right now, we're going to be joined by Cynthia Arceo. Cynthia, thank you for the time, and we hear that you're finally going to get to be making that elusive pro debut.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me on. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Finally going to happen.
We know that even as an amateur, this is no strange, place for you to be in, having to really search out opponents and hope for a fight to come through. So, even with 11 days before the fight, are you that hopeful? Does it feel like you do have a fight on the horizon?
Yes, I'm very happy. I'm very excited. It's like we said, it's finally going to happen. we've been waiting for it for a very long time now, so I'm very excited.
How many fights, give us a number, how many fights or potential opponents did you go through before actually getting this fight with Cassie Robb signed?
I was actually supposed to be fighting, I believe, December, and that fight didn't go through, unfortunately. It was a very good pro, 5-3. Unfortunately, that fight didn't go through, so now this one, January 14th, so we're hoping that everything stays intact.
Now, for this one, you're going to be traveling out to Sloan, Iowa, so you get some different traveling in, and you're going to be the visiting fighter. She'll have that hometown crowd on her side, so what are your thoughts on that? The travel and then
yes,
where the crowd's going to be?
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. I know we'll be fighting in her area, so that's always a great experience. So,
have you had that experience before, being that the villain role, kind of?
Yes, actually, I have. In my amateur career, I was invited to a couple of that I was a visiting fighter, not the hometown girl like here in El Paso. But it's always best to come in and surprise.
What does that do for you then? Do you feel that that you fight different? Is there any emotions? Is there a different feel?
I've actually been traveling a lot for the karate, so for the karate competition. So it's actually very familiar. I love it, honestly. It's very, I guess it's more natural to me that way, rather than being the hometown girl.
Is there a different feeling at the weigh-ins and at the week? Does being on the road make a difference to you, really, rather than being at home in El Paso?
Not really at that point. I think I'm very focused at that point, so it doesn't really feel any different whether I'm here or if I'm anywhere else. I'm just really ready to get in there, so I don't really think about it, honestly.
Now, Cassie Robb, the opponent, talking about her. What have you seen out of her? We've seen her quite a few pro fights now. Not a lot of success, but she's had a lot of big experience, big fights, even been on the big Invicta stage.
Yes, I think that's something very great about her. I'm very fortunate to have an opponent that caliber that's actually been in Invicta before. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be a very great event. Fight. She's looking forward to. She actually goes to fight. So I'm looking forward to that.
She comes with a lot of aggression, from what I've seen. Is that a good assessment?
Yes. Yes, that's always. Those are always really good events, really good fights, especially for our audience, and that's what we're there for. We're there to give a show.
Now, adding the 2 extra minutes for the rounds, having it be an occasion where you're making your debut, is there any different feel for you in this camp into the lead up?
It's been such a long camp, but honestly, we've been working for that. My team is I'm very fortunate that my team actually takes all of that into consideration into my training, so I don't really have to. Once I get in there, it doesn't really make a difference. It feels great.
This camp, it's been a long one. You've been putting in a lot of work. Has there been a point where you've had to pull back and take time off? I mean, you thought you were going to fight 5-6 weeks ago already. Has it been too long of a camp? Have you had to make adjustments like that?
No, honestly, from the background that I come from, the martial arts is that we actually train all year round. Um, it's not unheard of. So I've just been keeping it healthy, making sure that there's no injuries, that I'm good. So the only problem is, the holidays, the eating. So afterwards, after the fight, you'll know where I'll be.
So the holidays, you did had to wane yourself with the diet, stay away from the goodies.
Yes, exactly.
So
I actually have a big sweet tooth, so the holiday season is where I start the baking, and everybody brings the dessert, and so that's the only thing.
So following the fight, then what's the plan? What are you most looking forward to either making or eating?
I'm actually looking forward to ice cream and cheesecake. I'll be celebrating my birthday as well. I didn't have cake for my birthday, so.
Now, the last time we talked to you was back in September, and that was following the King of the Cage Amateur World Championships. Where was your focus, and where has it been in the training as you've been looking for the fight to be able to make this pro debut? You as a martial artist, where have you really been concentrating and working?
Actually, honestly, all around. I think the true martial artists, if we're here to make it big, like where we honestly do want to get to, we need to keep working everything. It's not just, okay, we're only going to be working on this throughout the whole camp. We've been working a lot on everything. We've been working on my ground a lot, my stand-up, my Muay Thai. It's been nonstop. So I'm really, really grateful for my camp to keeping it on track.
Also,
I actually had a lot of chances to train with a lot of different people, which honestly helped me a lot. Claudia, it's honestly been great.
Yeah, what was that experience like coming up here to Albuquerque for a little bit, working with Claudia Gadella, a top 3 ranked fighter in the world in your weight class?
It was honestly amazing. She's such a wonderful person, very humble. It's very rare to find somebody as high level as she is that is honestly very down to earth, very humble, very open to work with others. So it was a great experience. I learned a lot.
In your last experience, as you're moving forward, what was the biggest takeaway from your last fight?
Well, I've been working a lot on the reach. As you know, she was a bigger girl, so that's something that we've been taking into consideration a lot. So we've been working on that.
And what are your thoughts on just moving up to the pro level? There are going to be some girls like that are going to cut a lot more weight. You think you're feeling comfortable at 115 pounds?
Yes, I am actually. I was actually very happy that we did take that fight because, like you said, there is going to be bigger girls. There is going to be people that make bigger cut weights. So it's honestly experience.
And for you, you don't cut a whole ton of weight, right?
I'm sorry?
You don't cut a whole ton of weight, right?
No, I don't.
Do you feel that then that's an advantage for you because you don't deplete your body, and as you're closer to your fighting weight, then what you're doing in practice is pretty close to what you'll be doing in a fight because your body's feeling the same way?
Yes, exactly. As you know, when you cut weight, there's a lot of loss of water in the legs and stuff like that. So I don't have to worry about that. So I'm very happy.
What kind of disciplined diet does that take to be able to maintain where you're at?
Honestly, just no dessert.
Just no dessert. And how hard is that?
At the beginning, it was difficult because, like I told you, I have a very big sweet tooth. But now it's not very hard at all. Honestly, it's just I actually save my stuff in the freezer for afterwards.
So you have like a storage of desserts that you want to eat right now in the freezer?
Yes, I do. I have actually a special fridge for that.
As you head into it and it's taken so long, it's been a while to get here. We've been talking about this for a few months, a couple fights falling out. Does it feel surreal to finally be becoming a pro? This became a process as you were an amateur to now be able to make this jump.
Yes, it is. It's exciting. I get honestly like hungry for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. It's actually the step that we've been working for so hard since we started all of this. This is actually one step closer to where we want to be.
Not many amateurs have been able to get some of the opportunities you have, and you're very fortunate with it. King of the Cage, and where you rose to them, grabbing the title, and now, after the Amateur World Championships, getting the pro deal and having them. Do you think about that you've been very, that the hard work has played off and has led to some very good situations?
Yes, I do. I'm actually very. I appreciate King of the Cage, Tom Bond, John Judy, all of their hard work because it's actually paid off to where we are now. So it's been a great experience.
And something, I'm pretty sure you're not aware of this one, I've seen recently on the King of the Cage website, it appears that Cassie Robb, after fighting you, has a February 16th main event set up. So do you think there's any chance she could be overlooking you?
Maybe. Honestly, it's actually happened since the beginning. So I'm like you said, I'm the visiting girl, but it is what it is. They always actually think of me as the little karate girl, but only a few of us know the difference.
Do you feel then that it's kind of nice to have that persona, to be known like that, to be able to surprise once that cage door closes?
It is. It is because not everybody knows what it really is to be a karate person. But it's I guess they have a different look of a stigmata is what it is. But my karate is a big part of who I am. So
the karate, does that help you just overall in all these situations, being able to be more comfortable, thinking about that even in the tournaments you've had punches and kicks winging by your head all your life, so a lot of this ain't too much, it's whatever.
yes, exactly. I mean, I guess a lot of people underestimate it because it's traditional karate, so they really don't see much into it. But in reality, it does take a lot of play into it.
And then do you feel you almost carry that banner then as one of the females in MMA, really showing that traditional style and kind of carrying that flag?
Yes, I do. I actually feel a lot of pride in that.
Was it something that you had to embrace, or did it come to you one day feeling that, or was it just something that because of styles you embraced it?
No, the pride in my martial art has always been there. I truly, it's honestly a way of life. It's the training for MMA and karate that we have, and the way that we train our traditional karate, it is very, very similar. So it's not a commercial kind of karate.
Moment then, what does this mean now also to your coaches and to the team that you're finally able to make this next step? Have they said anything? Because I'm pretty sure they're just as excited about this moment coming.
Yes, they are. The entire team. They're all looking forward to it. This is, like I said, this is one more step closer to where we've been working for all this time, to where we truly want to be. So they're all very excited for me, which is great because we're all very excited.
And again, to bring it up, with the community of combat sports there in El Paso, and we know you here well in New Mexico, you're kind of a superstar there in that area. Does that
Thank
bring
you.
pressure?
No, not really, honestly. It's I don't see it as it actually, I don't see it that way. It actually helps me. It brings the excitement into it of being in there and seeing all the fans and cheering for you. It's honestly very, very exciting.
And what does it do for you being in the gym still in the traditional school, and I'm sure being a big role model for a lot of the youngsters around there?
Yes, actually, I'm a sensei, so I do take a lot. I take a big role in teaching the younger ones. So it's very exciting for them. But as they can see, it's not only about kicking and punching. It's a way of life. It's trying to achieve much more in life itself rather than just kicking and punching.
As we're looking at that bigger picture, and it's the new year, what are some 2017 goals for you?
I am looking forward to going pro and finishing the year with a big bang, going bigger and better, going for bigger and better things. So that means more fights and getting up there.
And really, when we talk about this pro debut and the delay with it, and having been in camp for so long, is it just about time that you get a fight so you can eat those desserts in the freezer?
Yes, it is about time.
Message for the fans right now.
I am very excited. I'm looking forward to for this opportunity. I want to thank everybody for their support. They've been a great support and amazing for everything and following me in my career. So I really appreciate them. Honestly, this wouldn't be possible without them. So,
what kind of mindset do you walk into this fight with?
just having fun in there. Honestly, I want to win, like we all do. So,
Something you feel you got to do to get that win?
anything that I have to do to get that win. Honestly, failure is not an option. So that's just the way that I see it. So that's the way that it's going to be.
And last thing, were there any other people you needed to thank or shout out to?
Yes, I would honestly like to thank all my teammates, my coaches, my once again, King of the Cage, my coaches, my sponsors, you guys actually, you guys helped us a bunch. So my fans, my family, I really appreciate them for everything that they do, because it's not just a fighter in there. Once you get in there, it's everybody that's behind you that is also throwing those punches and all the sacrifice that they put in there as well with you. So I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you for everything.
And actually, I did have one last thing. Is the event going to be live? Do you know? On MAV TV?
You know what? I'm not sure. But I can go ahead and check for you, and I'll go ahead and send you a message or something, so we can let the fans know.
Okay, everybody. Yeah, it's King of the Cage. You know how they do it on MAV TV. It could either be live on January 14th. It's King of the Cage Most Wanted. If not, look for it about 6 weeks later. We'll keep you guys up to date. Cynthia Arceo, one more time, thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
We'll talk to you again soon, and there'll be more DC Life Uncensored in just a moment.